Anna, we start with this Fox News alert. A State Department briefing that is quite tense is underway right now. There are new concerns about a potential quid pro quo between Hillary Clinton's State Department and the FBI that is being discussed in this room. Catherine Herridge is in the room. She is questioning, and we will bring that to you live. Hello, everybody. I'm Martha McCallum in Las Vegas, as we are now 22 days from this election, 2 days from the final presidential debate. The FBI today releasing documents this morning from the Clinton email investigation. Those documents show that a senior State Department official wanted the classification on one of Hillary Clinton's emails stripped, the confidential taken off of it, he requested, according to this report, and in exchange suggested that maybe there would be some professional opportunities abroad for certain FBI agents. A State Department official telling the FBI that Clinton would grab her black, this is another element of it, and would take it to a non-SCIF, which is a sensitive, compartmentalized information facility. These are the only places that the Secretary of State can use this BlackBerry, okay? But she would take it away to a separate room to make calls on her phone. So why would she do that? Joining us for more on this now is Hans Spakovsky. He is Senior Legal Fellow at the Heritage Foundation. Hans, welcome. Good to have you with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's kind of get through some of this. The first one is this suggestion that an FBI agent was offered from state some nice overseas positions, perhaps, for FBI agents in return for just taking that classified marking off of, just a few emails. What do you think?
Well, the problem there is that there's a potential violation of two statutes. Section 1510 of the Federal Criminal Code says that it's obstruction of justice if you bribe or otherwise try to influence someone like a federal agent in a criminal investigation. And second, there's another statute, 1519 of the Criminal Code, that says you are guilty of obstruction if you attempt to destroy or alter documents and evidence that are the subject of a criminal investigation. And if the FBI agent who was interviewed is to be believed, that's what seemed to be happening here.
I guess that's one of the important questions that needs to be resolved, because we're just watching this briefing with the State Department press secretary, who's basically saying, that they don't believe that happened. Catherine Herridge is in there questioning, as I said, and we're going to talk to her in a little while. Here's Judge Napolitano on this earlier today. Let's watch.
There is evidence, strong evidence to believe that Mrs. Clinton's, one of her senior aides from the State Department, Kennedy, offered a bribe to an FBI agent or a group of FBI agents to change the classified markings on documents after they had been subpoenaed and after they had been surrendered. And in return for that change, offered or suggested the availability, these bribe offers are never that precise, they're not in writing, but offered the availability of cushy overseas assignments for FBI agents.
Now, Patrick Kennedy is the name that has been connected to this. If indeed this turns out to be a quid pro quo, which is literally the words that are used in this FBI document to explain what happened,
right?
What should happen to Patrick Kennedy?
Well, at the very least, he should be immediately terminated from the State Department for cause. And at that point, frankly, the Justice Department needs to evaluate whether he should be investigated and prosecuted for doing this. I doubt you're going to get that from this Justice Department, but that's what would happen if it was any other kind of official that wasn't connected with this investigation.
All right, let's listen to Mark Toner just moments ago in this room. Here he is.
So the allegation of any kind of quid pro quo is inaccurate and does not align with the facts. So there was no quid pro quo. And I would note, first of all, that the FBI, I think this past weekend, put out a statement strongly refuting that there was any kind of quid pro quo.
I mean, so given that statement, Hans, what needs to happen here? Do you do an investigation of the goings back and forth between the State Department and the FBI? Because we need to know what the truth is here.
Yeah, well, listen, the most critical witness in any kind of bribery or obstruction of justice case is the witness who was actually offered the bribe. And it was the witness in this case manager of the FBI's record department who said and used the words, he was offered a quid pro quo. So the most crucial witness is the one who says that's what happened, and that needs to be investigated. The fact the FBI didn't give in to it doesn't mean it's not a crime.
Yeah, and, you know, just saying that it didn't happen in a news conference is not enough. I mean, obviously there needs to be more investigation into really what happened here. In terms of the BlackBerry that was used by the Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, taking that out of those secure environments and making, you know, phone calls and sending emails from it, what of that?
Well, that's just more evidence of the fact that she did not take seriously her duty and her oath to protect classified materials. The whole purpose of that procedure is to make sure that there's no eavesdropping and no interception of any messages that she takes, which foreign embassies in this city, the Washington, D.C., try to do all the time. Gross negligence at the very least.
Hans, thank you very much. Hans Spakovsky joining us this afternoon.